was beautiful. My name is Alba Alamillo. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I wrote a book, and Ted told me to share about the book. I wasn't going to because I'm very humble, but he told me to share, and I'm also very obedient, so I said, okay. I wrote a book, The Dark Side of the Mind. Has a lot of stories about learning who we are. And I'm going to share today 3 stories with you. Story number 1, there was a first grade teacher asking her students, does anyone know how to cook or bake something? And this little girl says, I do. And the teacher said, okay, what can you make? And the little girl says, I know how to make toast. So the teacher was very amused and said, please tell us in front of the class, how do you make the toast? Well, first I put a piece of bread in the toaster. I wait for it to have smoke coming out of the toaster. Wait until the toast is black, and then I scrape it in the sink. I want you to realize that the girl is not stupid. She's actually very smart. And she shouldn't be thinking that she's stupid only because she makes the toast that way. There was something missing in the process. Every time we make a mistake, we're as innocent as that girl. Story number 2. One day I was in one of my son's science fair. My son Fernando, where's Fernando? There. I was in his school science fair. I wasn't sure. If you don't know what the science fair is when the kids present an experiment and they say, this is the result I got and this is the result I planned to get, but it didn't work as planned. I was amused to see that there was this girl that was sharing something that intrigued me, and I said, what are you sharing? And she says, I have this recipe on how to make cookies. I just want to see what happens if to the recipe I don't add sugar or flour or eggs. So she would detail, like, if I don't flour to the recipe, it would get a mushy mess. If I don't add eggs, it would be horrible. If I don't add sugar, they will taste horrible. So if I ask the girl, hey, did you fail? She will say, no, I succeeded because now I have feedback. Okay. Now I want to tell you the 3rd story, and this happened to me when I was 17. When I was 17, I tried to make my first batch of cookies ever. And I didn't know that the recipe had a mistake. The recipe took everything but flour and had a lot of shortening. So I was mixing all my ingredients, no flour in it, and my grandma, who was looking at me, she said, your cookies need flour. And I was like, nope, these cookies are different. And my grandma said, every cookie in the world has flour in it, flour. And I said, nope, these are different. So finally she said, you know what, just add 1 cup of flour, just a little bit of flour, otherwise you're gonna make a mess. And I said, I will do that if you get out of the kitchen and leave me alone. So we made a deal. She left, I made my cookies with 1 cup of flour. Of course the cookies turned out horrible. They were disgusting. But the problem was not that. The problem is that I involved who I am as a human being with the faulty recipe. I treated myself poorly. I said, I'm so stupid, I should be punished, nobody will want to marry me, I will be alone forever, I will starve my family, I am a failure. I was not a failure, I was just having a missing link in my recipe. What I want you to realize right now and feel it in your heart, just like Bob said in his song, feel it in your heart, I am, and who you are goes beyond what you do or your mistakes, because mistakes, think of life as a science fair. Everything is successful feedback. That's the way to take it, and then you will be happier in the process. Thank you.